there's something in man that wants to go to the edge, you know, and come back and write about it. You know, the artist, they'll go to the top of the mountain, bottom of the sea, to the edge, always as far as they can go. Some people fall over the edge, you know. And the same with drugs. I think that there is some people who genuinely took them thinking that, you know, it would be an experience to write about, you know. And in doing so, they glorify the experience, and it's not always right.
I'm in the house on my own, feeding the kids, doing this, that, the other, when little Kathleen says to me, "Nanny, Nanny, it's raining in the house." And I look up, and there's a big bubble of wallpaper, and it's dripping in the hallway. And I ran up the stairs, and Philip is floating in the bath. In full denim jeans, denim shirt. The bath is full, and the water's pouring over, and the tap's still running. And he went, Ma, I can't get hot. I'm freezing. And I said, "Come on, love, I'll help you." Now, he was 6'2". The clothes are weighing him, and he was heavy. And look at the size of me. I will never know who gave me the strength to get him out of the bath, to get him to the bed, to take the damp things off him, and all he's doing is pushing my hands away because he didn't want me to, he wanted his privacy, and I'm shouting, "For God's sake, I brought you into the world." Philip lost his fight for life on the 4th of January, and I died with him.
It was a shock. It was the saddest day in the last 20 years for me. It was a very, very sad day. I was in San Rafael, and word came to me, and I broke down in tears, and I was crying in my office, and my kids came in and consoled me. My daughter was probably 5 at the time, and I remember she was shocked to see her dad crying. But it was a very, very sad day.
It just took such a long time for it to sink in that he was gone, and he wasn't going to bounce back like he always had. It was absolutely dreadful, and I think anybody who had been in close proximity to Philip would have felt the same way.
I was on tour with Black Flag, and it was just very sad, you know, knowing that he didn't go out all that healthy, you know, and that he had some problems.
Lynott's former father-in-law, who had fought demons of his own, Leslie Crowther.
The priest who conducted the funeral service said a wonderful thing about Philip Lynott. He was the father of Irish rock.
Hang on now, it's all got a bit maudlin. Yes, he was misguided. Yes, he went too soon. But the tireless efforts of his mother Philomena and the Roisin Dove Trust ensure that the Lynott legacy remains in the consciousness.
In 2005, they erected a statue to Phil Lynott just off of Grafton Street, which was very much his hangout when he was a kid in Dublin. And accounts in the paper seem to indicate that something between 10,000 and 25,000 people showed up for the unveiling of this statue.
But the fans paid for it. It didn't cost the taxpayer a penny. The letters started to arrive from all over the world, from Rio de Janeiro to Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Japan, Finland, Denmark, Poland, Belgium. I travelled to all of these places. And they all run concerts in memory of him. And they all send the proceeds from the concert into the trust. And then they started, we want a statue of Philip. We started to hound the government and our Taoiseach, Bertie Ahern, and then we went to see all the Art Council and everything. So finally, we got permission to have the statue, and then it was where it would go. And we wanted Grafton Street because you always see Philip walking up Grafton Street singing, "This boy is cracking up, this boy has broke down." He always used to stand with the flower ladies buying flowers, and we got him stood right behind the flower ladies, and they're delighted. And he's in a beautiful spot, and I'm very happy.
Dancing in the moonlight, it's caught me in its spotlight. It's all right. Dancing in the moonlight.
Philomena obviously did the unveiling, and she gave a little speech, and they were playing some of Lizzie's music in the background, and it was just a great feeling in the air. But on the night of the show, we went back to the Westbury Hotel for a few drinks afterwards, and at about 4 a.m, I went down to have a good look at the statue because I hadn't really had a chance to look at it the night before with all the people there and everything. And of course the streets were pretty empty by that time, and there was just this young guy standing there talking to the statue. And he was talking to Phil, really, and he was saying all these things like, "Oh, I never met you, Phil, but I met Gary Moore one time." And of course I'm standing right behind the guy, and he's coming up with all this almost poetry, just talking to Phil. And I thought that was really beautiful, that it moved people enough that they would come along and just talk to the statue like it was a shrine and just speak to him in their own way, people who had never had the opportunity to get to know him. And I got a little bit upset, because I was watching this guy, and I got a bit tearful myself. And I was looking at the strings on the base, which is upright, which Phil's holding and which the statue's holding. And the strings are actually that you can move them, and I was getting upset because I thought people might come along and break the strings. And apparently people have been coming along and just putting flowers there and putting guitar picks into the strings, which is really nice.
Yeah, a friend of mine from Sheffield came over to stay with me in September, and here's me thinking that he wanted to hang out with me, but all he actually wanted to do was go downtown and have his picture taken next to the big brass statue of Phil. So of course I had to have my picture taken next to him too. It was chucking it down with rain, so there's a drenched Joe Elliott and this very bronzed, tanned and impervious to water statue of Lynott stood next to me. It's actually very cool. It's phenomenal that, amongst all the James Joyces and the Yeatses and any, Oscar Wildes that are all sang and praised about in Irish culture, that they find room for somebody like Phil Lynott, who's only been dead 20 years. I mean, the Dead Poets Society, he's absolutely the newest and most logical member of it. It's great that they've actually done that.
Cheers to Philomena for just every day wearing that brooch of her son on her jacket and never letting that flag drop as far as getting that statue up and keeping the awareness of her son around. I mean, what a mom.